Hello guys, welcome to this channel. Of course, it's a new YouTube channel, and of course I created it to teach you guys. And you remember before, when I was giving you the free lessons on the Google Meet, say like through the Google Meet free sessions, we faced only one problem, that sometimes some of you could attend and sometimes some of you don't attend. This is because, of course, you have things to do. So sometimes this one is going to be away and this one is going to be around. So something like that. But at least here, when the lessons are recorded, you don't have to miss any session, because you will always come back to YouTube and learn. And another thing is, even when you miss the session, or when you watch the video and forget, you can still come back and rewatch and fully understand what we talked about, and get the knowledge and learn. So last time, I remember the first thing I did was to give you a video. The video was about price action, and the intention of the video, or the intention of me giving you the video, was I wanted you to go through it and understand the basics of trading, because some of you didn't know the basics of trading. The video said it is beginner to advanced, but of course I told you there is no advanced, there is nothing advanced there. But now I'm trying to give you something that is better after that basic knowledge that you got. So we talked about supply and demand zones, and I talked about supply and demand, or support and resistance, and talked about its weaknesses, and talked about why I don't recommend the strategy. And again, I also talked about why I don't recommend the trendline strategy. And I told you they should be used only for extra confirmations when you already have a trade. But for now, I have something better to tell you guys. I have a better way you can use trend lines. Trend lines are a very easy thing to do. You just have to draw trend lines. You get it. You draw another trend line. You get it, and you just get a move. So with such a simple way of trading, at least we have to find a better way of using that strategy. So this is the best way to use trend lines to actually make money to your advantage. So my advice is, if you are using trend lines, like you want to use trend lines for the extra confirmations or to find a trade, we are going to take reversals, not continuations. For example, we are told that with the trend lines, you consider the first touch, second touch, and the third touch. You get it? I don't know if this touched well, but we are going to draw the trend line and see. So they told us that first touch, second touch makes it strong. Then on the third touch, we enter in the direction corresponding to the direction of the trend lines or the trend. So this time I'm going to tell you, instead of catching the same trend or the same trade in that particular trend of the market on the third touch, instead wait for a reversal and then a retracement to the trend line. For example, I'm going to give you an example here. This is one of the best examples that I'm going to give you. Sorry. So we are going to draw our trend lines here. This is going to be our first touch. I'm going to explain why this is not my first touch later. Yeah. So this is our first touch. First touch, second touch, third touch. Then we can also draw the one on the upside. So those are our two trend lines, and we can see we have we have one touch, second touch. So this one is one touch because we don't have a break of structure here. Or yeah, we don't have a break of structure, so it is one touch. It is one low, higher low. You get it? So one touch, second touch, then we are told on the third touch we enter. Here we don't have a touch. It was just slightly liquidity. Then this was our third touch. So this is what I always tell you guys, and what I have just told you even. I told you the third touch is invalid. When you enter from the third touch, you're going to make losses because most of the times, of course, it's many of the beginners that are waiting to actually enter the market from there. So when you enter the market from there, there is going to be a lot of liquidity waiting to be taken. So you're going to be taken out because many beginner traders are going to be entering the same move. You get, guys? So you can see the trade was taken out because if you had entered from this trend line, this move, you would have been taken out. So what I'm telling you is, instead of entering that trade, wait for a clean break of the trend line and then a return to the trend line, which is also called a retracement, and enter the trade corresponding to the break and retest. You get, guys? For example, in this case, market came and broke the trend line. It broke it with a full body candle. Then it was followed by a build up. If you followed the video that I gave you guys, price action says a build up is a confirmation of a clean, they call it a clean break. Yeah, they are fake breakouts and clean breakouts. So a fake breakout will break out with not a full body candle, but instead sometimes a wick, or it will return back into the trend line quickly. But this one, after breaking, it gave us a series of candles on their trend line after breaking it. So this confirms that market is actually going to sell. You get, or it is going to actually correspond to the break of the trend line. So it broke the trend line going down, so it means we are going to sell. So what do you wait for? You can wait for either two things. Number one, we can see market had broken the trend line but had not yet touched the trend line again. So here it came back and touched, so this could have been our entry. Here, this could have been our entry. Another thing is, you can also see, another thing to confirm the entry is that we have an order block that was left untouched. You get. So if you entered from there, of course, your short position right here, let's say around there. Yeah, because if market is to actually move, it will not reach this side. Yeah. Then your TP, first of all, our TP1 could be around here. Then our TP2 around here. Yeah. Our TP2 around here. Then our final TP would be around here. That is our final TP. And as you can see, market hit our final TP. Our final TP was smashed, guys. So I was actually supposed to take this trade, but I missed it. Yeah, I missed this trade. That's the truth. I had everything laid out, not by this trend line, but by another. You know, there are many ways of killing a mouse. So me, I already had this set up, but not in this way. I was actually supposed to take it from up here. Let me show you how. So this is how I got that trade. First of all, market was buying. As you can see, higher high, higher low. sorry, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, kind of a change of character, but it was a slight sweep. Let me also explain this actually in simple terms. You see this week, right now we see it as a week, but of course on the 1 minute time frame or the 5 minute time frame, we could find a full body candle. What does this mean? Of course, currently on the time frame that we are on, it is invalid. It is an invalid change of character. But market could do this intentionally so that you can miss the trade or you make a mistake. You get it? This is all manipulation. So for me, I considered it a valid change of character. Why? Because of the level of my expertise. You get? Because of the level of my expertise and other things that I might not say in this video, maybe I will say in the other videos that will follow after this one. I knew it was valid, and I knew market was going to return back to this area to find an entry zone, then sell. So what did I do? I came back to this area to look for an entry zone. Then I found one. Yes, I found one. First of all, for me, according to what I saw, this was a filled order block, and after that, this one was some kind of a change of character of this upward move, not this one, not a break of structure. Then market returned here. On returning there, this one is no longer going to be a valid area for me, so I was left with this area. So I had to look for an entry around this area. But again, market had filled the flip zone. I'll talk about the flip zone later. Yeah, it's an entry model, but I cannot fill you up in one video, or else your head will burst. So what I did was to take this as my entry. We have a fair value gap here. I told you not to use fair value gaps, but I used it as a full order block. You get a full order block, not to miss an entry. So I bring it out like this. Sorry, I extend it out. Then I expected market to return to the order block here like it did, then sell. You can see it was just a slight touch. You get it? It was just a slight touch of the order block, then market moved down. So doing this trend line thing would be just an extra confirmation to add more trades. You get? But for me here, I already had my sniper entry, my aggressive entry ready. You get it? Yeah, so that's how you simply get those simple pips from the market, guys. Yeah. In the next video or the next session, I'll be talking about how to identify fake change of character, fake order blocks, like order blocks that you shouldn't follow, or order blocks that are irrelevant, or how much, you see, some order blocks, market could leave some order blocks, but after you could find that order block is no longer valid. Yeah, market could leave an order block, but later on that order block would become invalid for entry. That depends on what market has done in its recent moves after making the order block, after leaving the order block. So I'll be explaining more about that in the next video, guys. Yeah, just make sure to subscribe to this channel, because that's where I will be dropping free mentorship classes for you. Yeah, no more Google sessions, because you guys have been missing a lot, especially I think almost every time we have the session, I have different faces, and some faces